Dear wife, be your sister-in-law's keeper. I know that some could be difficult, I know, but we have to keep trying. We have to keep trying to be a sister's keeper. We have to keep trying to destroy the myth that says that a sister-in-law and a wife can never coexist. We have to stop. We have to break the bias. So for that lady who says that she prefers a mom, she prefers a man whose mom is dead. I've heard a lot of women saying that. Would you love to die before your son gets married? That's a question you should ask yourself. You see a woman, she's a woman advocate on social media, on TV, in the world. But she's the greatest tormentor of her brother's wife. Be intentional about being that dream mother-in-law that every girl prays for. Hello. This is the Women Supporting Women series. It's a series where we get a chance to talk about the different issues that women are, the different scenarios in which women find themselves, that they are supposed to be intentional about supporting the fellow women in their circle or in their office, just anywhere, women supporting women, or just trying to break the stereotype that says that women are the enemies of fellow women. A woman does not have to be the enemy of another woman. We can change this narrative. We can break this bias. Let's do this. Let's break it. My dear sister, support a sister. Today I want to talk about families, especially in-laws. I want to talk about wives and I want to talk about in-laws, because there's this popular belief out there that a wife and the in-laws who are female have a particular beef that they can never solve in this lifetime, that is going to continue like that until we all die and go to heaven. So I want to talk to a wife today, and I also would like to talk to a sister-in-law, a mother-in-law. I just want to talk about that family situation, wives and in-laws. So I will start with the wife. I'm a wife. I'm a sister-in-law. I'm not yet a mother-in-law. But I just want to say that, dear wife, your husband's sister is not your competition. She's not your enemy. I know that your mind is clouded with the popular declarations that sisters-in-law are scary, they are evil, they are annoying, they are, they talk of pigeons, they poke nose, they're always poking their nose in things. This is what the world says. It could be true, because women have their own temperament. Sometimes they can be very emotional and overly caring, But I just want to try to say here that we don't have to go into a marriage with these blockages in our heads, with the stereotypes, because it clouds our judgment. So I've lived through these thoughts too myself, but I keep saying to myself that we should remember that she is his blood. She is my husband's blood, and is most likely just looking out for him with no evil intentions. She's just looking out for him the way that she knows how. So personally, my own personal experience, I just remember that the first time my husband told me that I was going to meet his elder sister. She was older. She's older than me. I know those are even the most scary ones, the ones that are older than you. So the moment he told me that I was going to meet his older sister, I was so scared. How old was I then? I was like 21. In Africa, these things go around like, that evil sister. That sister-in-law, if she's even older than your husband, you're finished too. So when he told me that we're going to meet her, I was like, wow, I'm not going to do this. Are you sure we can do this? And he said, don't worry, she's really easygoing, she's nice and everything. So when I was going there, my heart was beating like, boom, bah, boom, bah. Luckily, I'm the kind of person who always takes things for face value. I just take you the way you portray yourself to me. I was so blessed that I met my sister-in-law, and I was on my own that day. I didn't go with my husband. I was all alone when I met her, my older sister. Today she's become my friend. We've had our journey together. and we've had issues and discrepancies and everything, but she turned out to be one of the loveliest persons in the world. I don't know if it's because she too is a woman advocate, so she really knows how to be intentional about being that sister-in-law that the world, which is against the notions of the world, you see. But when I met her that Thursday, she treated me to lunch. She was really nice, and I was shocked, Yeah, so I just want to say that as wives, we have to always remember that we have to respect that blood tie, that long-standing relationship that they've had together. That siblings, if you have a sister-in-law like mine who is very, very caring and she's always like that mother bear, then you're going to understand that she's doing it from a place of love. And as an older sister, I can actually feel it in me too, because I understand her perfectly, because I have siblings, like younger siblings, and I always want to defend their interests, to protect them. So sometimes most of the sister-in-laws, this is just what they go through. I'm not saying that people don't make mistakes. I'm not saying that they don't go out of the border sometimes. I'm just saying that most often, let's just try to look at it from a place of, what if I were in her shoes? So she could actually become your friend. She could. So wives have been lucky to find true friendship in their husbands and sisters. So whatever you do, I just really need us to be intentional about putting love first and to treat her exactly how we expect our brothers' wives to treat us, because you're a wife today, in this scenario, you're a wife, but in the other side, you could just be a sister-in-law. So treat your sister-in-law the way you expect your brother's wife to treat you. And as a committed firstborn, like I said, I really dread being the cause of sibling rivalry in my husband's family. I try to stay away from anything that puts me at the center of a rivalry. And I think that women should also be intentional. Wives should also be intentional about this, because I cannot imagine my brother's wife doing that to me. I can't imagine the pain. So please, my dear, lay down your guards, lay down the prejudice, lay down the weapons of warfare, lay down that overblown sense of entitlement. Just step out there and love her, your sister-in-law. Love her, don't judge her. She's also imperfect, just like you are, and every other human on the street. We are all imperfect. We're just trying to make life, the best way that we can. So we really need to give peace a chance. We have to be a sister's keeper. Dear wife, be your sister-in-law's keeper. I know that some could be difficult, I know, but we have to keep trying. We have to keep trying to be a sister's keeper. We have to keep trying to destroy the myth that says that a sister-in-law and a wife can never coexist. We have to stop. We have to break the bias. And if you're also blessed to still have your mom-in-law with you, I just want to say that please love and tolerate her like your own mother. Think about your later years. You'll be mother-in-law tomorrow, and treat her like you would want your son's wife to treat you. Because sometimes it's easy for us to just, do stuff to people without thinking that, what if I were in that same shoe? How is it going to feel? So for that lady who says that she prefers a man whose mom is dead, I've heard a lot of women saying that. Would you love to die before your son gets married? That's a question you should ask yourself. Or if you're wishing that your son's mother should die, how would you feel if your son's wife makes the same prayers and wishes against you? So my dear sister, let's drop the prejudice. Respect your mother-in-law. If not for anything else, but for the gift of that husband of yours. Cherish her, care for her, and you would stop at nothing to store up treasures for yourself in heaven. She might not be the best person in the world. We all are not perfect. You are not either. I just want to say that, dear wife, if you're still lucky to have your mom-in-law, bless her, take care of her, and you'll be storing up treasures in heaven. That the Bible expects us to do that, to take care of our parents. And your husband's mother is your parent, no matter how crazy she is. So please, let's try to drop the wicked mother-in-law prejudice and stereotype. Give peace a chance. Break the bias. Love her. Support her. Aha. So we're still on women supporting women, and we're still talking about dispelling the myth that sisters-in-laws and wives and mothers-in-laws can never coexist peacefully. So that brings me now, I've been talking about wives. Now I really want to talk about the sisters-in-laws and the mothers-in-laws as well. So dear sister-in-law, we need to break the bias. We need to. So I was talking to this friend of mine. She said, you see a woman, she's a woman advocate on social media, on TV, in the world. But she's the greatest tormentor of her brother's wife. The brother's wife cannot have peace in her home. You're advocating for women outside, but you're not advocating for your brother's wife. Not getting that. Anyway, forget the fact that you're an advocate. You don't have to make your brother's wife your competition. No. If your brother cares and supports his wife, you start accusing her of kaya mata. But if your own husband shows the same care and support to you, it's normal. It's love. He's simply loving you. But if your brother does it to another, it's not normal. Sometimes I don't know what's going on in our heads, like seriously. So when your own husband buys you a car, or even your brother, if he buys you a car, a smartphone, a house, or something, just to treat you and give you that, oh my G moment, you love it. You'll be like, wow, he's so kind. But if he does it for his wife, it's not normal. It's a taboo. Not be juju be that. Hey, God. Una fear God, oh. Una fear God. Anyway, as a woman, you know how you want to be cared for. You know how you love your husband to take care of you. You know how you understand love the way you want it to present itself to you. But when you see your brother treating his wife in this same way that you want to be treated, instead of being like, wow, celebrating your brother for being such a great husband, or celebrating your mom for raising such a great boy, instead of celebrating their love, you're busy calling your brother's wife a witch, that she's using charms, or that she's controlling him. You always find something to say. You're just not happy that they are in that place of happiness. Why can't you just thank God for her good fortune if you don't find yourself in that kind of situation? And maybe pray that someday your own will be better, or that you're going to find someone who's going to treat you like this, or your daughters and even your other sisters or siblings are going to find someone who will treat you as good as your brother is treating his wife. There's nothing wrong with a man taking care of his wife. So you don't have to always put an agenda on it. With all the things that we women go through, every woman, born of your mother or not, every woman in the world deserves to be treated right. You know what women go through. You are aware. Every woman deserves to be treated right. So my dear sister-in-law, if you're a sister-in-law today, your brother's wife, she's not your enemy. She's not your competition. So please love her. Respect her. Respect the boundaries. You can even go further. You can do more. You should be ready to do more, to protect her, to defend her at that moment when your brother's masculine tantrums start acting up. You shouldn't take his side at times like that. You shouldn't. You shouldn't support evil just because he's your brother. You should look out for that woman. And even if she's doing something that is crazy, find a way to talk to her, just like you would another person. There's always this sense of judgment when people see wives. And I personally keep telling my mom and my relatives this all the time, that I have made myself an advocate for sisters-in-laws, for wives in my family. Because I noticed that in Africa, wives go through a lot. And you are a woman in that family and you are not able to support her. A woman like you don't even know where you'll find yourself tomorrow, but you're not able to support a woman. You are in a situation where you're not happy with the way you're being treated, but you don't know how to treat another woman right. Wait till it happens to you. We have to shake it off, dear sisters. We have to shake it off. We have to be there for each other. We have to defend each other. We have to support each other. Please, we can do better. We can change the narrative. We can break the bias. We can prove to the world that sisters-in-law can coexist and be happy, that they can defend each other. Don't allow your brother to treat his wife anyhow just because he's your brother. No, it's unfair. Speak up. Do something. She might not be the best person. You can just sit back and watch. It's your brother's choice. Respect it. Anyway, let's talk about mom-in-laws. Dear mother-in-law, your boy loves you so much. He loves you differently. And he loves his wife differently. And that should not be a problem. She's not your enemy. She's not your competition. She can never ever replace you in his life. So please make her feel welcome. Be intentional about being that dream mother-in-law that every girl prays for. I was listening to a pastor one day and she was talking about how, because she has boys, so she was so worried about how her journey as a mother-in-law is going to be. So she actually took out time to read books on how to be a mother-in-law. It's not just for you to sit back and expect your son's wife to be the best woman in the world when you are not that woman. You are not that mother. So we have to be intentional. Dear mother-in-law, you have to pray for wisdom to be that mother who molds, and not the one who destroys. Most African moms pamper and spoil their sons-in-laws, that's their daughters' husbands. But when their daughters-in-law come, it's like they changed from a sheep to a tiger. Why do you always have to be aggressive when it comes to a woman? Why? Slow down the judgment. The judgmental attitude, drop it. Your children are not the best children in the world. And even if they are, this girl was raised differently. Show her motherly love. Treat her like you would have your own daughter be treated by her mother-in-law. Treat her like you would have wanted your husband's mother to treat you. Protect her, direct her, correct her, and support her with love and tenderness like you would your own child. Now, some person born their pikin, no be because you know that you shit the pikin way, it go be like say no be person a pikin. That person a pikin. She has feelings, she has her own family. She's from somewhere too, she's human. So please, she doesn't have to pass all your Harvard standards of a perfect wife. You were never a perfect wife yourself. You are not a perfect wife. No one is perfect. So please slow down, mama. Slow down and take it easy on her. She can never replace you in your son's life. She's not your competition, so cut it. Stop acting like she's the killer or she's come to destroy your son's life. She loves this man. You both do. Why would she want to kill the husband, her own husband, or the father of her children? Why would she want to become a widow? She's not out to destroy him. She doesn't want to make her children fatherless. Believe me, she has his interests at heart. Most wives do. I'm not saying that all, but most wives do. So I know that mothers can be very protective and all, but you don't have to protect your son even in his old age like that. He has made the choice. He's made the choice. So please, he's old enough to look out for himself. Stop intruding. Let's please try as much as possible to break this stereotype, this impression that mother-in-laws are witches, that they are wicked. We have to break the stereotype. This is not who a woman is. A woman is a nurturer. A woman is a fixer. She's not a destroyer. God ordained us to fix and not to destroy. So dear mother-in-law, please pray for grace. Pray for wisdom so that you can be able to be that angel to your daughter-in-law. That angel that she prayed for. Lots of women are praying, not just for a husband, but they're praying for the kind of mother-in-law that God will give them. Do you realize what that means? So we have to be more intentional. Dear mother-in-law, practice being a good mother-in-law to your son's wife. That's what mothers are. Mothers protect their children. She might not be the child you birthed, but she's a child too. She's someone's child. She might not be perfect, just like your son is not perfect. So please, mother-in-law, be a fixer, a nurturer. not a destroyer. Please, Mama, we can do this. I'm going to be a mother-in-law tomorrow. You're going to be a mother-in-law tomorrow. Let's do this. Let's do better.